I'm the old-timey movie reviewer, and today's movie is Planet Outlaws. The movie starts off as Buck Rogers and his sidekick Buddy crash into some snowy mountain tops and are subsequently frozen in time until their rescue 500 years later.
We're approaching the city with 2 prisoners, found in a dirigible.
A dirigible? That's impossible. Such ships haven't been used since the 20th century.
20th century? What does he mean?
I don't know.
It means it's no longer the 20th century, dumbass. They are then flown to a place called the Hidden City, which is also an actual hidden city, and taken to meet with its leader, where they are told that it's the future. 'Cause the spaceship's weird city and odd clothes didn't tip them off.
These 2 people have remained in the state of suspended animation for 500 years.
500 years?
That makes me old enough to be my own great-grandfather.
And what does the future hold for us? What wondrous technological advancements will we be seeing in this movie? Spaceships, ray guns, tiny see-through trains. Oh, and groundbreaking doorknob technology. Wow, that's convenient. I'm glad they got rid of doorknobs. See? Easy. And they also have TV screens that can show you any location, even in enemy territory. And they can change locations, change perspectives, and edit themselves nicely. Awesome. Spying on women in the shower must be a favorite pastime in the future. And another new innovation is in the field of mechanization. Instead of people making machines do all the work, they make machines that make people do all the work. And in future, movie watches you. But actually, not everyone uses people as robot slaves. In fact, only the leader of the world does. He is called Leader Kane by his followers, and Killer Kane by those who oppose him, who are just a population of one city, the aforementioned Hidden City. So basically the Hidden City is full of rebels, outlaws, and terrorists. But furthermore, although Kane is the ruler of Earth, the movie only shows one of Kane's cities. Is there only 2 cities in the world? What happened? Were the rest destroyed in World War III? Was there a robot apocalypse? Or is most of the world just one big city? And why do I seem to care so much? It's only a movie old enough to be my great-grandparent. Buck Rogers and Buddy are then brought up to date with the world and are told of the city's desire to go into space and get help from others in their battle with Kane, and their inability to do so because of a blockade by Kane's ships. Wow, they must have a lot of ships to be able to blockade space from a city hidden on Earth. Lots! But you only ever see 2 or 3 at a time. Buck Rogers is quickly able to get the admiration of the people of the Hidden City by using his brilliant 20th century tactical skills.
Why don't you send up such a ship as a decoy? While Kane's patrol is following it, I can slip through in a spaceship and get help from Saturn.
Wow! They never thought of using distraction to get past the blockade? Good thing they have a man from 500 years ago to help them out. Now, if only they could unthaw a caveman, then they could really give Kane the what for. So now with the plan of attack, they make their attempt to fly to Saturn, without trying to contact Saturn first through radio. In fact, they don't even know if there are people on Saturn. They just assume there are and go. Makes sense to me. They make it to Saturn, and conveniently, there are people on it. Phew, that sure makes that easier. But then 2 of Kane's ships also land on Saturn, and the 2 groups are all brought before the rulers of Saturn, who are known as the
Council of the Wise.
Buck Rogers makes his case to the council, but as soon as one of Kane's men applies the term revolutionary to Buck Rogers, the council instantly decides to side against Rogers, not even wanting to hear him out or take any facts into consideration. Wise must mean something else on Saturn. So with only one option left to him, Buck Rogers takes it and fights his way out of the city, and stealing one of Kane's ships, flies off back to Earth. While Kane's men make a treaty with the Saturnians, and the Saturnians send one of their men back to Earth to look at Kane's cities, Buck Rogers returns to the Hidden City and realizes he must go to the Kane City and show the Saturnian there the evils of Kane, and so asks,
Haven't we got any spies working with the Killer Kane people?
Well, we've tried it. But every one of them has been captured and put into Kane's robot battalion.
So what was done with the stuff taken from the wrecked spaceship?
Dr. Hewer has the instruments. The rest of the equipment was put in military storage.
Then you still have the uniforms taken from the crew's quarters?
Are you suggesting that we use those uniforms to get a spy into Killer Kane's camp?
Yes, sir.
Wait. Were they not doing that with previous spies? Were they just sending men dressed in their standard uniforms into Kane cities? Wow. I wish I was in the future. I'd be the smartest man in the world. Like in that movie Idiocracy. So Buck and Buddy drop in on Kane's building, literally, and busting in on a board meeting, they force Kane to show the Saturnian some of the things he does. The Saturnian instantly changes sides, fickle, and then they start to make their escape.
But the gravity belt.
I don't understand. It's a device we use here on Earth. It's really an outgrowth of the old parachute. Put it on, Teller.
Oh, I see.
Wait, he doesn't understand what a gravity belt is, but he does understand what a parachute is. He's a man from Saturn. Why does he not understand a modern invention with a descriptive name, but he does understand some old Earth invention with a nondescript name? Is he the embodiment of the audience? So they jump out the window and make their escape with no strings attached, as they get into a spaceship and fly off back to the hidden city, leaving Kane to berate his troops on letting Buck get away. And then one of his men decides to tell him off in front of everyone. And hey, why not? Sounds like a good idea.
Cranko, I warn you.
Cranko? That's a pretty crazy name. Any relation to Crankor? So then, oddly enough, Cranko is sent into the robot battalion. Why'd that happen? Anyway, once back at the hidden city, Buck introduces the Saturnian to the others, and they make their plan to go to Saturn. Again. But this time they use a new strategy to get there. The old scientist decides to show them his new invention, but to build dramatic tension does not tell them what it does.
Now keep an eye on that ship. I don't see anything strange about it. What's it supposed to do, Doctor? Blow up or something?
Why, it's disappearing in the thin air.
Oh, don't get in the ray.
She almost leaned into the ray. And she's a lieutenant. What the fuck? You're watching an experimental machine blast the ship, and you almost lean into the ray? Why? Did the writer of this movie hate women? Was this his way of showing how bad women in the workplace would be?
Why, it's disappearing in the thin air.
Oh, don't get in the ray. Might do the same thing to you. Wouldn't harm you very much, but it may take some time to bring you back to visibility.
Oh, it's an invisibility ray. Cool.
But I don't see how that'll help, sir. If you've destroyed the ship...
Buck, it's not destroyed. It's invisible. Dumbass. So they use the invisibility ray to sneak past Kane's blockade of space and fly off to Saturn again. Landing, they set up an alliance, and the Saturnians agree to send ships when they are needed. Why aren't they bringing ships with them right now? They could go to Earth right now and fight Kane. This movie could be over in 5 minutes. Are they purposely trying to lengthen the movie? I've heard of actors trying to pad their parts by talking slowly or pausing in their sentences, but this is ridiculous! Buck is extending the whole movie by not saying, bring the ships to Earth now. Bastard! The whole movie could be over so soon if he would just say those 6 simple words. They return to Earth with their news and hold a war council meeting, which concludes that, yes, they should attack. So they call Saturn and the radio doesn't work. Awesome. That's just perfect. So, yep, Buck Rogers has to go back to Saturn again. Why didn't they test the radio?
Space radio.
Sorry, space radio. So why didn't they test the space radio when they were still on Saturn? If only they had had Ugg the caveman with them to tell them to test the device before they went. So again, Buck Rogers must head off to Saturn. This movie shouldn't be called Planet Outlaws, it should be called Let's All Go to Saturn. So anyway, at this time, Kane has found the entrance to the hidden city. And does that mean the city must now change its name?
Now that we know the secret entrance to the hidden city, we must destroy it immediately. I will send all air squadrons against it tomorrow.
Does immediately mean something different in the future? Anyway, Buck arrives on Saturn and gets reinforcements and flies back to Earth, where they attack Kane's ships in an epic battle that puts Star Wars to shame. Oh wait, no, never mind. Kane finds out the city is under attack and...
We must attack the hidden city immediately.
You mean tomorrow? So off they go to attack the unhidden city and are captured immediately, present-day Earth meaning, by Buck Rogers. And then Killer Kane gets a taste of his own medicine. And that means the movie is over and it's now the end. Hey, it's the future now, from the past earlier. So that means I'm in the future, now to rule the world. Wait, but now, I'm from now. So I'm part of the future, which means I'm stupider. Damn, if only I was me from 5 minutes ago, then I'd so rule the world. Oh yeah, sweet, the future rule. Oh, hey.